Did you get scholarship offers in Germany?
I had a few offers back in the days. I actually visited some colleges. I visited Kentucky at the time. I visited Cal and Stanford. Not sure I would have gotten into Stanford with what I performed in high school
I think
and
they would have got
SAT.
you in, Dirk. They somehow Kentucky would have got you in, that's for sure.
I would probably think I would have gotten into Kentucky. So those are the three I looked at, and I decided then to go straight in the NBA. And obviously that was the right decision for me at the time.
Who was the first pro you ever faced? First American pro?
Um, what do you mean, my first NBA game or?
No, when you came over, when like international games or when you first got drafted, like the first NBA player you faced, was it in your first NBA game?
No, actually, we had the Nike did a promo tour through Germany and Europe back in the days. It was called the Hoop Heroes, and they had a team that was stacked. It was, I remember, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley was on it, Jay Kidd, Gary Payton, Vin Baker, tons more, and they played two or three games throughout Europe. And so I got to play against them at the time. I was just in the army. I'd finished high school. Then I went to the army for 10 months. So I played against them twice in Berlin and Dortmund, I believe. And that was really my first time seeing like the real stars. And it was a fun up and down game. And I had a blast. And that's when, after the game, famously, Charles offered me a scholarship to Auburn. He said, "I'm going to get you into Auburn," even though Auburn hadn't recruited me at the time. But he said he could make it happen. So that was sweet.
What was your role in the army?
So I did back in the days. It was mandatory in Germany. So I did 2 months basic training, and then I kind of got into like a sports company, which then allowed me to stay home and really start training with Holger at the time. Really start training professionally. Started training twice or three times a day, and so that was when the rest of the 8 months. And then basically once I got out of the army, I came over. I was drafted and I came over to the Mavs.
Do you ever wish you had gone to college at least for 1 year in the States?
You know what? People have asked me when I was sitting there and soaking up the Duke atmosphere at Cameron Indoors. I mean, 1 year I think would have been fun, but as you know, my style was a little different. I think if I would have gone to college, I think they would have put me in the weight room first and put me on the block. And I don't, it was still old school then. The game was different. I was really skinny. And my worry was that they would change my game a little bit and put a little bit more weight on me and put the back to the basket. And so going to the NBA and going to Don Nelson, of course, who was a mismatch master at the time, and he thought the game a lot different. So that worked out perfectly for me. I got to say, he supported me. He let me shoot threes. He let me play my game. And so I owe Don a lot. Even if I would have gone to the NBA and come to a different situation, things would have might have changed my outcome.